welcome to the 2016 hooding for the Distributed Masters of Engineering Management Program. It sounds so important, doesn't it? I'm here to get it kicked off, to do the welcome, and it's really a great honor to do that. My name's Jeff Glass, and I'm the faculty director for the MEM programs. And every year when I do this, I think, wow, this is the funnest part of my job. Largely because I don't have to do any grading. That's really a big part of it. So really, welcome, thank you very much for being here. All the family and friends support always means so much to us. So just a brief moment about the hooding. We like to celebrate things, and the hooding gives us one more thing to celebrate at these graduations. And the hooding involves a display, an expression of both the level of the knowledge and the area of the knowledge that the graduates have attained. So you do these hooding ceremonies only for graduate degrees, so above the baccalaureate, and it says that they've achieved a master's level in the area, of course, engineering, and more specifically engineering management. So that's why we do this, and it's a part of the process that gives us a chance to have a smaller venue than the major ceremonies we'll have on Sunday. So it's a wonderful part for the faculty and staff to get involved in and to spend some time with the students and their families. So, of course, congratulations to the graduates, that's the first thing. But perhaps at least as important as congratulations to the family, friends, and even colleagues, right? Family, friends, and colleagues are those people who pick up the slack when you realize, oops, this team meeting's going to run a bit longer than we expected. Or, oops, I thought that the professor got that assignment, but he really didn't, and now I have to go find out where the heck it is. That's personal experience from my teaching role. You don't need to go there. So we have to say thank you very much to the family and friends who have picked up that slack during your time. And that's a statement about how important your achievement is to your close circle of family, friends, and colleagues. And I think that's a wonderful thing to reflect on for a minute here. And I think we better give a round of applause to the family and friends, right? Some people might say at this occasion that, oh, the sacrifice was worth it. I prefer to say the choices that you made have been worth it. Because sacrifice makes it sound like you only sacrifice for the big things, you know, the degree, the house, the new job. But you make choices every single day that impact the outcome of all of those big events. So the choices you make each day, each week, each month are what I hope have led to something way beyond just a degree. Something that in the future, you're going to call up a colleague who you went to school with at Duke and say, hey, I need a new career direction. And they're going to be the ones who show you a new path that you didn't expect, you didn't think about. Or perhaps even now, the knowledge, the immediate knowledge and tools that you learn are helping you to express to your organization something that you wouldn't have been able to before. Or maybe it's not, maybe it's a little more ethereal than that. Maybe it's, gosh, I got a glimpse of an area that looks so interesting to me, I think I might need to pursue that in the future. So you went from as they say, I don't know what I don't know, to I know what I don't know. And so that means it's a continued learning path, a continued education, a continued development of an expertise well beyond this program, but maybe that was nucleated in this program. So I like to say choices, not sacrifice, choices. On the other hand, there were choices that did impact your family and friends, as we've already said. There were choices that were sometimes sacrifices for other people. So I would really encourage you to take some time now to reflect on that and build up the foundations that maybe haven't been maintained quite as well as you would have liked over the last couple of years. Try to go back to those foundations and put your priorities back in balance for a little while. Don't just rush on to the next new thing. Now, of course, we've all taken Latandra's Strength Finders tests, and so we know what we're good at. By, I think, inference, we know what we're not good at, but we don't talk about that, right? So I imagine a number of you are achievers, which means that you're going to go out and you're going to say, this is a great achievement, this weekend is wonderful, but by this time next week, you're going to be looking for the next thing to achieve. And don't do that too quickly. Make sure you take a little time to reflect. I think that's a really important thing. And in line with that, take some pictures in your mind of this weekend. Take some mental and emotional pictures. I'm sure we've all got our iPhones I shouldn't do that. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to plug the iPhone. We all have our smartphones. Just because the Apple chief is a dude grad, but we weren't talking about that. But think about not just the pictures that you're going to have of the visuals, but take some mental and emotional pictures of this weekend. Take some time to survey this room, to survey your friends, family, and colleagues, because in 5 or 10 years, you're going to want to bring those images back up. Don't rush too quickly celebrating and forgetting what you've accomplished here and what you are now experiencing for this weekend. So with that, I have the real honor of introducing the most important person of the evening. Now, I should say that you all are the stars, no question about it, but your co-star absolutely is Dr. LaTondra Murray, as you all know, right? And I get the honor to introduce LaTondra. And as you all have provided blood, sweat, and tears to this program, I promise you, you haven't provided any more blood, sweat, or tears than LaTondra in developing this and executing on it. And I mean collectively, your blood, sweat, and tears are one of hers. So we are really honored to have her taking the lead on this and guiding you all through the past several years of the program. And without further ado, Dr. LaTondra Murray.
Thank you. So good evening, graduates, family, friends, faculty, and staff. I'm very excited to stand here before you as we present academic hoods and diplomas to our 2016 Distributed Master of Engineering Management Program graduates. Let's give them a round of applause. So as mentioned previously, I'm the Director for Professional Master's Programs. I work very closely with the distance program along with Bigger Lamb, who's our academic coordinator. I'd like to think of myself, I'd say that I'm the mom of d-MEMP, but I'm not old enough to say that, so I'll say that I'm the cool aunt. I'm extremely proud of our graduates because I know how hard they worked to reach this important milestone and this very moment. Graduate school can be demanding in and of itself, but the challenges are all the more intense when one adds family, work, and life commitments to the mix. I know such an achievement requires choices, dedication, and perseverance. Graduates, your engagement has served as an outstanding example for your campus peers with less context for the real world. You've likewise coached each other through a number of transitions, job-related transitions, challenging work assignments, and the overwhelm that comes with full-time work and study. I'm so happy that you learned new things. I'm pleased that you enhanced skills that you could apply immediately in the workplace. I am, however, most sincerely thrilled about the genuine connections that you created with each other during the course of the program. Your true love for Duke doesn't hurt either. It's no exaggeration on my part to say that working with d-MEMP is one of the best parts of being at Duke. As everyone knows, you've been here all week for residency. You've spent a lot, and I mean a lot, of quality time with me, right? That you loved and enjoyed every moment of it, right? Yes, okay, yes. I'd be remiss and you'd be disappointed if I didn't leave you with some parting homework. So I'd like to take a few minutes to review 3 final assignments. The homework doesn't have a due date, okay? And it's not going to be found on Sakai. I know you're super disappointed. But I'm hoping it can be something that you will work on for the foreseeable days to come. Assignment number 1, enjoy life. By your very nature, you are all driven to excel. Make sure that you think about who and what matters most and prioritize it accordingly. I'll go back to yesterday's 7 Habits content. Put first things first. Begin with the end in mind. Define a vision for your preferred future and think about how you can get there. And savor every single moment of the journey, bitter or sweet. And oh, by the way, don't forget to nurture your inner goose. They'll explain that joke to you later. Assignment number 2, embrace growth. As you explore this next phase of life, Beyond grad school, remember, there's always room to grow, personally and professionally. Failure is merely feedback. I'll say that again because I thought that was pretty deep, right? Failure is merely feedback. Some of the biggest career insights and opportunities can come from a willingness to explore the lesser known. So take risks, calculated and otherwise. Assignment number 3, commit to lifelong learning. I hate to be the one to break it to you, but your completion of this graduate degree is not the end, but rather only the beginning of another start. As people who truly enjoy learning, and I know you do, I know that there is likely more education, both formal and informal, in your future. I encourage you to seek out mentors as well as proteges. Remember, to whom much is given, much is required. You can provide guidance to others while you continue to refine your own leadership abilities. I'm deeply, deeply grateful to be a part of your Duke experience, and I look forward to hearing about all of the fantastic things that lie ahead for each of you. I am confident that you will blow out the competition. And if anyone ever suggests that you throttle back, let them know that you are an all-star. Best wishes for success, and I just congratulate you with everything in my being. Congratulations. I now have the pleasure of introducing our student speaker. The distributed MEM program students voted to select a student speaker, and they have chosen James Tolbert. At this time, I'd like to invite him to the podium to share his thoughts about the d-MEMP experience.
Good evening. To my classmates, I'm rather certain that many of you all are not surprised that I volunteered to speak tonight, given my outgoingness. As your cruise director, or assistant to the cruise director, depending on whether someone missed a bus, I feel compelled to speak about the importance of continuing uniting our cohort. When we began this program, it was understood that as distance students, our content would be delivered online and that in-person interactions would be limited. But I do not think we could have foreseen how deeply we could cultivate our friendships remotely or electronically. If you were like me, each semester had at least one weekly call. If you were like me, each semester had at least one weekly call per class, if not more. Each of these calls served as an opportunity to make personal connections. One of my favorite calls will always be the massive finance call, when about a dozen of us got together to talk about a midterm. This call was special to me for several reasons, the least of which is that we were able to make fun of that the entire time because we couldn't understand what an ad work was. Remember, cash is king. The other calls for the CTI, in which my group spent most of its time making fun of Allie as she leaned forward into the video camera to look at the screen. Apparently this happened in a lot of classes, so I think Allie might have to get some classes at some point. I'm sure many of you all have such memorable moments from our experience in the program, but the transcendental quality that permeates all of our experiences is that we are attached to each other and develop not only friendship, but also trust. We trusted each other to pull our own weight, and get our work done. I know this is especially true for Jason, aka Sports Center, David, Scooby, and Zach, core values, who had continued to coordinate calls between the East Coast, West Coast, and China. But more than this, and perhaps more important, we also developed a level of trust and friendship that gave us the space to tease each other about our idiosyncrasies. I think we're all at an age where we're savvy enough to know that having these friendships is a blessing, a gift, and they are extremely rare. I leave Duke cherishing these relationships, but I also leave the fear that after tonight, our balance will atrophy. I ask you to consider to intentionally transition these relationships from cyberspace to real life. It should be a shame to let our friendships that have flourished over the course of the program to dissolve simply because we're not compelled to work together anymore. Now that we have more time and we're not tethered to our homework and projects, my hope is that it will be easier for us to build upon the foundation we have laid here at Duke. Now my first thought is, hey, let's do a triathlon together. As I've done with Mia and Danielle. I'm an advocate for the sport, not only because of the physical endurance it requires, but also the camaraderie it feels as you partner with your friends to cross the finish line. I think that Neil and Danielle would agree that the triangle try that we did last year was a lot of fun, and it brought us closer together. It is my hope that Allie walks away the same summit this summer in Pittsburgh, where Colin lives. Colin, sign up. So at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter if we sign up for a triathlon or not. I do believe that it's important for us to meet each other where we are in life. And I know we can do this, because we've done so already. You all answered my call when I mentioned recognizing the passing of World War II Navy veteran Ronald J. Mikowski, grandfather to our classmate Danielle Marchand. We were able to raise $1,000 for Alzheimer's research to help him out in his memory. Your actions prove that there's a foundation for us to build upon, that we have become a family. In the play Richard II, Bolingbroke says, "I count myself and nothing else so happy as in a soul remembering my good friends." And though I leave Duke here tonight, I don't leave with memories just my good friends. I leave here knowing that I'm walking towards my future with you all next to me. So as you ponder my call to arms, I ask you to direct your attention to the screens to watch the video put together by Anai.
Oh.
World-class faculty. Opening doors, creating opportunities.
Now we have the pleasure of reading the names of the graduates and putting the hood on them with Dr. Fox. James Edwin Tolbert IV. Anahi Martinez Corzo. Ivy Jerry Murege. Alison Rose Parker. Jessica Lynn Johnson. Nathan Rob Staley. Danielle Marie Marchand. Neil Everett Cooper. Adair Meredith Jacobson. Charles Edward Worthington. Wesley Albert Newhouse. Benjamin Tomas Freckman. Britton Davis Welch. David Preston Gomez Heisler. Callie A. McPherson. Adrian Solis. Zachary Jacob Goodnow. Sean Peter Murphy. Colin Aubrey Tudor. Christopher Leonard Kelly. Jingyuan Miao. Harish Raju Edemetaka. Matthew Kaya. Jonathan David Slominski. Ajinkya AJ Savant. Sarah J. Perrin.
Fun experience to stand up there and to put the hoods on our graduates. It's just a great feeling. As Jeff said, it's one of the best days of the year. I wanted to share a couple of thoughts in closing. As each of you know, you received a gift after we donned the hood and you received your diploma. And so there are a number of things that we put in that bag. And as you know, there is no such thing as a free lunch. And there's also no such thing as a free gift, right? So as educators, we look for every opportunity that we can to find the symbolism in something. And so I want to talk a little bit to you about the things we put in that bag and why we included those in the gift bag. First and foremost, there was some MEM swag, right? So what's a trip to Durham without a little bit of MEM swag? We certainly know that you're already to the point that you're generating your own MEM swag with your Converse All-Stars tennis shoes. So apparently we're not doing a good enough job of that. You have to go out and create your own. But these swag items that you wear, we hope that you'll wear proudly, certainly represent the fact that Duke is proud to claim you as a graduate. It is a notable achievement to earn a master's degree, and we feel so very privileged that you got your degree at Duke University. Okay. However, with this great opportunity to earn a degree, and with the opportunity to wear this swag, it also means that you have a great responsibility. Because everything that you do now represents Duke, and it represents the MEM program. So that you need to make sure that you are representing us, your classmates, your previous graduates, and future graduates, because everything you do represents us. So with the MEM swag, it's a reminder of your time here at Duke, but it's also a reminder to be honorable in all the things that you do. The second thing that we included in the bag is a picture of your d-MEMP cohort. And you've heard some of my colleagues talk about how important it is to be part of this community. And so we add that picture there to remind you that although your academics consists of classes and homeworks and exams, it also consists of the experiences that you share together. And so we want to make sure that you have this picture to remind you to take advantage of this cohort, to take advantage of these friendships that you've developed. Certainly your time in the MEM program has had its share of opportunities to celebrate, but also a number of challenges where your teammates have held you up and given you a boost through some tough times. So what we want you to do is to remember that these peers, these friends that you've developed during your time at Duke, make sure you continue to nurture those relationships throughout your career so that you can certainly, they will be there for you as you pursue your passions and conquer the unknown. Lastly, there's a third thing that we included, and that's a book. And this was also mentioned previously by Professor Murray. We certainly try to cram as much as we can into your 2 years here at Duke, but we can't teach you everything that you will need to know throughout your career. And so we use this book as a reminder that your education doesn't end with receiving a degree at Duke, that it is in fact a lifelong education. So this year's book is Originals, How Nonconformists Move the World by Adam Grant. This is somewhat unique in that this year the book was recommended by one of your peers in the residential program, and we selected that book based on their recommendation. We selected this book because most of you, I think, are seeking graduate education as a way to advance your career, but also because you have a desire to do something to impact the world. And so this book talks about things you can do to be original and actually move the world to make it a better place. And so we were very pleased to select that as our book this year. And as I said, as a reminder, it's a way for you to remember that your education never ends. This is hopefully the first book of many that you will continue to read to continue your education. So, hopefully these gifts certainly are a nice opportunity to remind you of your time at Duke. It has been a pleasure having you in the MEM program. It's a delight each year to go through graduation and celebrate the success of our graduates. We wish you the best of luck in the years to come, and we ask that you please stay in touch throughout your career. So I have a couple of logistical things that I need to make sure I remind you of as the closing speaker. That's what I get to do. The first is that the main graduation ceremony for Duke University begins at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. I apologize for that. The procession of candidates begins at Brooks Field at Wallace Wade Stadium. That's on Sunday, May 15th. And then the final thing that I have to do is ask you to join us in the reception of the pre-function area. Congratulations to all.